So that division is wide open for the Bears and the Lions because I don't believe in the Vikings. I really don't. And one of the reasons why I don't believe in the Vikings because the Panthers pick up uh one of their number two wide receiver to maybe be their number one wide receiver. You feel me? In Allen Thielen. So I'm choosing the Panthers right now. That's winning or won the free agency so far. Um, like I said, they just got Allen Thielen. They also picked up Jaden Hurst. I mean Hayden Hurst, and I believe that's a good pickup. That because Hayden Hurst kind of showed that he's forgotten tight end. The Ravens most definitely shouldn't have got rid of him, and I don't think the Bengals should have got rid of him. I think the Bengals should have tried to find some way to bring him back this year. But the Panthers got him, and I believe whatever the Panthers do as their quarterback, I believe they most definitely gonna go young and probably draft Bryce Young. You feel me? But whoever they bring in as their quarterback got a good security blanket with Hayden Hurst, and you got Allen Thielen who can most definitely run routes. Um, Also they brought in Miles Sanders, who's a decent running back. I think the Eagles.
My thoughts, my opinion. Sports podcast.
Yo, what it is? Welcome back to another episode of MTMO Sports Podcast, Dogs. Yo, this episode is going to be dope. You feel me? Let me tell you why. Cam Newton, it's in the news, says right now there's not 32 motherfucking quarterbacks better than him. Gonna give y'all my opinion on that. Also in the NFL, I'm gonna give my opinion on which team is either winning or won the free agency so far. I know there's one team right now has put that imprint on there. You feel me? Then I'm gonna switch it over to the NBA. In the NBA, I'm gonna be talking about the MVP race. I got 4 candidates who I believe should be considered as top candidates in the NBA. But I believe that I got one person who I believe is going to win it. I give y'all my opinion on that. And of course, we are 8 games away from the NBA playoffs or play in. Is your team in? Is my team in? Who's going to be in? I'm going to give y'all my opinion on that. But let's start it.
Let's go.
All right. Cam Newton. That's my guy. Don't get me wrong, man. Cam Newton deserves his flowers. So let's give it up. I believe when Cam Newton came to the league, man, I believe when Cam Newton got into college, he most definitely put his name and his imprint on the game. Cam Newton most definitely showed why he was the number one draft pick to the Carolina Panthers. You feel me? Because he's also in his time with Auburn. Before he even got to Auburn, I forgot what was his first stop at. Um, but then things didn't work out there. He wound up coming to Auburn, and once he got to Auburn, man, he showed why that the first team got it wrong. You feel me? The first team got it wrong. Um, so he went to Auburn, got the national championship, became the number one draft pick, overall pick, to the Carolina Panthers, and that's when most definitely Cam was showing that this is where he belonged. He had the NFL type body in college. He carried it into the NFL. He carried you know what I mean? He was the prototype quarterback that you would want. Big, strong, athletic, fast. You know what I mean? It was linebackers that really couldn't take Cam down. DBs didn't want to see Cam once he bent that corner, you feel me? And you had edge rushers that couldn't catch him. You feel me? Give you little stats. And matter of fact, before I get there, reason why we talking about Cam Newton because he came out and said that there's 32 quarterbacks that's not better than him.
What do you mean by that?
I think he said it, man. There's not a quarterback that deserved to be in the starting role before his name. You feel me? And don't get me wrong, Cam Newton, I believe is knocking on that door to be a Hall of Famer. I believe he's just not quite there. I don't think he has enough to be on his resume to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I believe he will get in because of his name and what he did throughout the years that he was in the league. You know, his that especially that 2015 through 20. I mean, yeah, somewhere around that range because that's when he won the MVP. In 2015. So, couple things. He's a three-time Pro Bowler. He's a one-time All Pro. I just mentioned he's the 2015 MVP. He had 16 fourth quarter comebacks, and he had 20 game-winning drives. So that shows that I believe that Cam Newton should be still in the NFL. Now, as a starter, I don't know. I really just don't know about that. And the reason, and like I said, the reason why Cam Newton he even said this because um he was throwing at Auburn Pro Day. You feel me? And I let y'all listen to the clip a little bit. You feel me? And hear what he said.
How these randoms keep getting jobs. Don't worry about it. I'ma show you. I can't wait to show you. I love it. I love it.
I'm seeing a lot of people trolling the idea, and it's official. I will be throwing at Auburn's Pro Day Tuesday. 118! 180! Ain't 32 better than me, you did.
Like I said, nice little promotion clip. You feel me? As he was, promoting as he was going through at Auburn's Pro Day, which he did. I put the little promotion clip inside the comments and stuff like that, so y'all can check it out just in case if y'all didn't see it already. I didn't see Auburn's Pro Day, so I don't know how he did or anything in that nature, and I haven't really seen no clips of how he did on Auburn's Pro Day, but I'm pretty sure he was successful because as I was saying in that video, he had looked like he still got some arm left, which I never had no doubt that Cam Newton didn't have arm left. In my opinion, I think Cam Newton still should be in the league. Now, as a starter, nah, I think his time as a starter has passed. You know what I mean? Now, I believe that the Colts, when they was doing these 1-year rentals, I think they should have checked Cam out before his time as a starter is no longer there no more. You feel me? So I think that during that time, I think the coach should have had gave him a call, but they didn't. But in my opinion, like I said, he's not a starter in this league no more. In my opinion, and some numbers that y'all can I'm gonna put up on the screen in a second. It got he's number 46 in touchdown per interception. He's number 46 in touchdown per attempt. He's number 40 in accuracy. He's number 38 in completion percentage. You feel me? As y'all can see, not lying. And as you can clearly see, he didn't in none of those stats he clipped top 32 in those stats. But that doesn't say that he's not worthy to be in the league. That just shows you that, in my opinion, right there, it says it that you're not better than 32 in some of these categories. Now, it's some quarterbacks that I believe that you are better than. I believe that you are better than Baker Mayfield. I believe that Tampa Bay could have gave you that call, or call both of y'all down there and have y'all battle it out. Not to say that it still can't happen, but that would be a okay fit down there. Tampa Bay. I believe that you're better than Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill shows he doesn't belong as a starter in this league, in my opinion, even. I believe he's a backup. But as long as Tennessee still has him a starter, I believe you're better than him. I believe that you're better than Zach Wilson, who was the starter of the Jets maybe still the starter right now because the Jets haven't figured out what they're going to do with the Aaron Rodgers trade right now. I believe you better than Zach Wilson. They don't have Mike White no more. He went to Miami. I believe you better than Sam Darnold. Don't get me wrong. The Giants. I mean, not the Giants. I forgot where Sam Darnold even is. I think he was. No, you know what? He went to the 49ers. He went to the 49ers. I believe that you're better than Sam Darnold. But he's a backup right now. He's probably going to wind up being the third string. Hopefully that Trey Lance can heal right and have no setbacks on his injury. Because the 49ers already signed that Brock Purdy is going to be their starter. So if they already announced that Brock Purdy is now up to Trey Lance to try to battle to keep that number 2 job and to show that he's a starting quarterback in this league. So I believe you better than Sam Darnold. I believe you better than Gardner Minshew, who I think he's now going to the Colts, if I'm not mistaken. I believe you better than Gardner Minshew. But, he's a backup also. He played backup behind Jalen Hurts last year. And we seen that when Gardner Minshew got into the game against certain teams last year, he didn't look too good. It was games that was winnable that the Eagles should have had if they would have had Jalen Hurts. So I believe you better than Gardner Minshew. I believe you better than Jameis Winston. I believe that if the New Orleans Saints wasn't so loyal to how Jameis Winston was playing before his injury, I believe that the New Orleans Saints should have gave you that backup role better than Jameis Winston. You got to think Jameis Winston is the same guy that threw 40 for 40 that year, 40 touchdowns, 40 interceptions. Don't get me wrong, Jameis Winston has progressed. He did get better. He's no longer that turnover prone, really. He still turn the ball over when he get the opportunity. But he did progress. He did get better. But I still think that Cam Newton is better than Jameis Winston. So those guys, I believe this is the guys that I came off top of my head that I believe that you're better than. And also, let's talk about the guys that you feel like that you're better than. We're going to take it to Patrick Mahomes. Multiple time MVP. Multiple time Super Bowl champ. Multiple time Super Bowl MVP. I don't think you're better than him. His contract already proved that he's one of the top quarterbacks in the league. If not now, the best quarterback in the league. I believe now he's about to be wearing this crown of the best quarterback, the face of the league. You feel me? So I don't think you're better than Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen. Y'all got the same body type, same style. I think Josh Allen has a better arm and accuracy than you. The only thing that's about Josh Allen is that he has to go up against Patrick Mahomes, and if he can't beat Mahomes, he can't make it to the Super Bowl. So, but I still believe that Josh Allen is better than Cam Newton. Jalen Hurts, I just mentioned him. I believe that Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback right now than Cam Newton. Jalen Hurts has proven that not only he can do things with his legs, he can most definitely do things with his arm. I believe that Jalen Hurts didn't get hurt this year in the tail end of the season. He most definitely would have been MVP this year. You know what I mean? So I just don't think you're better than Jalen Hurts. My guy, LJ, Lamar Jackson. I don't believe you better than Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson already has been setting records. He already caught the Michael Vick record in his 3rd year. He's also a former MVP. You know what I mean? Right now, he's fighting to be another quarterback that's fighting to get a fully guaranteed contract. I don't believe maybe Carolina would have, or maybe another team probably would have gave Cam Newton a fully guaranteed contract, but they didn't. They didn't feel like you was worthy because of your style of play. So I can't really say that. So I don't believe you're better than Lamar Jackson. Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has came into this after his injury. He led his team to the Super Bowl, came up short, just like Cam Newton did, but came up short. and was able to go consecutively deep into the playoffs the following year. You feel me? Now we got to see is what can Joe Burrow do on this third fully healthy year, kind of. So if Joe Burrow can lead his team deep into the playoff run again, but even still, before all that, I still don't think you're better than Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow is the team that gotta watch out. A quarterback that Patrick Mahomes should watch out for. Any slip or anytime you slow down, I think Joe Burrow can catch you in the AFC. Don't get me wrong, I believe LJ also too, but Joe Burrow most definitely showed that Joe Cool poise and showing that he can most definitely lead a team deep in the season, as long as he don't have no bond setback on the injuries. Hate to say it, Aaron Rodgers. I don't believe you're better than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers consecutive MVPs. Got a Super Bowl title. Most definitely is the most dangerous man in the regular season. And I'm gonna just say regular season because he never shows up in the playoffs for real. But I don't think you're better than Aaron Rodgers. Russell Wilson. Even though Russ had a bad year last year, but Russ should have been multiple Super Bowl champ, but he's a Super Bowl champ. And before this year, we believe that Russ had something left in the tank. Now I still think he still got a little bit left in the tank. One bad year doesn't define your career. You feel me? But I don't think you're better than Russell Wilson. And out of all those quarterbacks, there's 3 quarterbacks that has one Super Bowl while you was a starting quarterback in this league. Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, all won Super Bowls while you was a starting quarterback, whether you was in Carolina or New England or back to Carolina. You feel me? They won Super Bowls. Like I said, man, don't get me wrong. I still believe that you should be in the league because your career, you played 148 games. You are 59. Well, you might as well say a 60% completion. You have 32,382 yards and 194 touchdowns. And that's not including rushing. That's all passing. So I believe that you still can bring something to the game. And I still believe that you belong in the game. I just don't think you're a starting quarterback. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that you won't have an opportunity to show that you're a starting quarterback. I just think right now, the way the NFL is, the way it's quarterback friendly and it's pass friendly, I just think these other guys, as I mentioned, has the upper hand in you. So like I said, no knock to my man. I believe that you will be a Hall of Famer, just not first ballot Hall of Fame. You feel me? And I just don't think that you're better than 32 other quarterbacks in this league. I believe that you can still be in this league, like I just said, but I just don't think you're better than them. You feel me? So, next topic, please.
Let's go.
All right, man. We're gonna keep it in the NFL world. You feel me? I most definitely want to talk about which team won the free agency. So I'm gonna start from the bottom. I got 5 teams who I believe that's won the free agency so far. Like I said, free agency is not over, but 5 teams. I'm gonna start with my number 5 team, the New York Jets. Even though they didn't get Aaron Rodgers yet, but I still believe that they made some good moves that maybe if they stick with Zach Wilson as their starting quarterback until they figure out what their quarterback situation is going to be, you feel me? They made some good moves. They had N'Keal Hartman. They got Alan Lazard for that wide receiver room because that's where the Jets was kind of lacking last year, was in that wide receiver room. So you bring in 2 good backs who had 2 good decent years last year. I think McCall Hartman is coming off a Super Bowl. You feel me? You add that to your wide receiver room and even to your team, that good veteran leadership. You feel me? I believe that works out. I'm pretty sure they still searching, and I'm pretty sure I might have skipped something in there.